All right, welcome to another episode of What's It Up To? We're back with Sofi. We're going to talk about personal loans, my worry back in the day, and my still worry now, but something to counter that worry maybe a bit. And before we get started, if you enjoy this content and you at least find it entertaining, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any videos in the future. And let's just hop into it. So if you're new to this channel, I do have some shares of Sofi. I have 935 shares as we speak, with an average cost of like 980 right now, I think. And then I also sold a couple puts on Sofi, meaning if it goes below a certain price by a certain date, I have to buy 100 shares of them, or actually 200 in this case. But we had a few videos in the past where we talked about earnings and my concerns with Sofi. And if we look at their investor presentation, one of the highlights is their Galileo accounts. And this is their technology sector, as you will. And it's probably their most profitable sector, right? Technology usually is. And this is good to see growth in Galileo. However, there was something I didn't like as much. And that was, and it's kind of hard to see because they cram it all into one page, but it's the personal loan originations. And if we scroll to the right, so notice it's the middle row here. If we scroll to the right, we can see by year end of 2020, 2021, and 2022, $9.773 billion by the end of 2022 in personal loans, which is a lot. Unlike mortgages, the line below it, there's nothing backing up these personal loans. And I had a comment on that video, and I've seen comments on other people's videos about how the average credit score of people who take out these loans is actually pretty high. And I didn't know where they were getting this data. And so if you want to check this out for yourself, you can go to Sofi's investor relations page. I think that's what I Googled and it led me here. And here you can see the transcript of the latest earnings conference call. And if we do a find on personal loans, you can see they said personal loans were up 50% from 1.6 billion to 2.5 billion in quarter four versus quarter four of 2021. So up pretty substantial. Also, as we saw in the presentation, and if we keep looking, we see more about personal loans. Non-interest income was relatively flat year over year, as increased personal loan originations at higher weighted average coupons were largely offset by lower student loan and home loan origination. So lower student loans taken out, more personal loans. And here's the part that you might be interested in. They say our personal loan borrowers' weighted average income is $165,000. To me, that's really good. And also a weighted average FICO score, credit score of 747. And then they go to say that their weighted average FICO score of student loan borrowers was 773. So not that far off for the personal loans. Now, does this mean that these loans are bulletproof? No. People can still default on their loans and not pay them, even if they have a high credit score. That doesn't always mean they're always going to pay it back. There's always that risk of someone defaulting, and that's just going to be the way it is with personal loans, no matter how you see it. But unlike some of those other personal loan sites that I've seen in the past, these have relatively high credit scores, in my opinion. So I just wanted to make a quick video sharing that for you guys, in case you were also curious like I was. And thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in a future video.